windows on it.
Yeah, they've been closed the tents. They put
Did you want a side total first-hand view of the garbage on your left, or did you want a side first-hand view of the damn cars on your right? What did?
We look like freaking morons.
Do you know how bad and people are laughing at you right now? Like, people are laughing at us. I know the aliens are sitting there like, fucking ghetto asses. That's why they got problems. That's why we don't go to Earth too much. Because these fuckers got issues. Like, are you not seeing?
Wake up, sheeple.
Bah!
Think it out. Think it out. Think it
And
out.
then you have people in the store that are like, oh my God, you're putting me in danger. Aren't you the person that would send your child to school hella sick, throwing up and having a fever because you just like, get out? No, unless you were throwing up or passed out on the floor, get the hell out, you're going to school. You're the same people who's in the store talking about everybody else is putting you in danger.
Then wear your mask. Your mask will protect you. You're in no danger.
I had to tell the man at Walmart, like I had to tell him, it was kind of loud. You guys, some of you seen the video, but I had to tell him, y'all have your plexiglass, your mask, you're 6 feet apart. If you know what, if China minded their damn business, this is what I've been screaming all damn day. If China minded their business, like everybody else should mind their business, we wouldn't have been in this situation in the first fucking place.
Biden brought him over.
If China minded their business, this wouldn't be our business. You know what I'm saying? So
look deeper. Look deeper at the agendas. Look who's getting money from this. Look, you gotta look past what you're seeing in front of your face. Look way past those things.
you're told you have to wear one outside while you're walking your dogs. Wear one outside, but the sun is supposed to kill the virus. Sun is healthy for you.
I have a lot of doctor friends, and we got locked down March 13th. By March 19th, we already knew that there are things that you could do. We already knew that there were very inexpensive treatments. Since then, there's plenty of treatments. There's people, you just got to look further. Like,
you know, the things that people are telling you to do, like the how much common sense this shit has is as much as trying to fill a laundry basket with water. Y'all understand that, right? Like, it's like, you know, the basket, the holes in the laundry basket, and you're saying go to a restaurant. This is a deadly virus, so if you pull that mask down and breathe on someone, then somebody can die. That's what everybody is saying. But you're going into a restaurant and you pull your mask down and take a sip of a drink, look around and pull it back up. Huh? Huh? Like, just make it make sense. There's no consistency. You know what I'm saying? So if it was a deadly virus, do you know what people wear to go into deadly virus situations in the hospital? Ask them how long it takes them to suit up just to get from one room to the other.
If it was truly a deadly virus,
your fabric
we would all be
cloth
dead from the inconsistency.
Mask by Sally is not going to help you. It's that little piece of fabric. If you can smell my fart through your mask, you have just contacted COVID. That is how serious it is. I'm just going to be real with you. If a fart can creep through, then so can COVID. What the... Like, that's how serious it is. It's an airborne disease. Think for yourself, people. It's an airborne disease. Like, it's air. Anyways, let's move on. That's how we feel about COVID. Sorry. That's how we feel. Okay? I wasn't expressing my feelings because as a dance coach, nobody knew what side of the political fence I was on because I wasn't on one. And everybody was like, how do you feel? And I'm like, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. Just put the mask on if you have to, but I'm not doing it. So
you can control anybody with fear. With enough fear, you can control anybody.
You can't be in a group of 25, but your Hollywood is essential entertainment. California.
Yeah, we got none for California.
California. You're on curfew, but your essential entertainment is not.
California is.
How the hell we got essential entertainment? How many movies we got? If we're in a virus, shouldn't all them be in their house? When Chrissy and John went out through that whole thing and was sitting on top of their car, they didn't have a mask on. Aren't they the ones that preach to stay home?
Why you pretenders?
So why didn't they pop out of their car with a mask on automatically?
Think stuff out. Think it out.
Why? Because it's not that serious. It's not that serious. You're being lied to. If somebody was standing next to you, chewing and coughing up a storm, somebody's going to either be like, okay, you need to go home, or you need to make sure you stay about 10, 12 feet away from me.
If you're at
I'm
risk,
going to
take
throw you
extra
something.
precautions.
Like,
Otherwise, take the same precautions you do during flu season and cold season. If you don't want to get a cold, wash your hands more, take some vitamin C, like...
shut up. Don't call away ambulance for nothing. That's the thing. That's that's pretty much.
There's a lot of agendas behind this.
Yeah.
A lot. And the least agenda is that it's actually...
And I've talked to
serious
many
as it's been
people
made
who
out to
have
be.
had COVID, and the people who are not extremely dramatic or have all told me it is no worse than pneumonia or the common flu. You feel extremely drained. It feels like the symptoms of the common flu, and it goes right away after you sleep that shit off. If you have other underlying issues,
That's the problem.
then that's your issue. That is where it can get you just as much as it would if you had underlying issues and you got pneumonia.
Just take normal precautions. Don't be a freak. Like, don't do too much.
You're doing way too much. Don't go finding your next easy up for your next dinner, okay? Just because you had 8 people over and the rule was no less than 10, you do not need an easy up. You do not need an easy up, honey.
Easy up.
An enclosed easy up. You gotta bring the food from the fucking house. Do you understand that if COVID was in your house, you just brought it to the tent? Can we move on, please?
We gotta move on. It's gonna explode.
I can't stay on this
Jesus.
Twilight Zone
Get 'em.
shit for long. We're in our own Twilight shit, okay? You're adding to the plate. Okay. All right. Someone asked me, like, because there was a thing that came up in regards to my real name. Yes, my real name. I'm adopted now. Y'all, I call myself exotic because my full name is like, brrr, like it's a whole announcement. Like sometimes I like call myself like it's exotic because if you knew my full name, it's like do. Like you like, what is she? Who's coming? You don't know if I'm Mexican, Hawaiian, white, black. You're not sure. It's a whole thing. I love it. So because of that. There was somebody that brought up my stuff before because I guess the military men were digging on me and was like, what's the big deal if somebody knows your real name? Well, let me tell you, because when people called me by my real name, it was usually them torturing, raping, or waiting. I was waiting for them to come. Does that make sense? So when somebody calls me by that name, when somebody says that name, I go back to there. People used to throw me around the room saying that name. So when, by the way, this live is going to be graphic, so any children are on here, I suggest you go get parents and permission now, but if you on here because I told you to get off. Love you. Anyways, so I don't like to be called by that name.
If a teenage kid willingly changes their whole name completely, like nothing even close, there might be a reason. So
There's
don't
a
just
reason.
don't make assumptions. Don't be an ass. Don't make
There's a
assumptions.
total reason.
Ask questions first. Don't just assume
People
you
used
think
to
you
call
know
me all
everything.
kind of little nicknames and very really evil things attached to it. I don't know how many times I've been called a cum bucket. So I really don't like to hear that name. She's dead now. She died a long time ago. A very long time ago. She doesn't exist anymore. So that's the reason why I saw that name the other night and I was like, what the hell?
Well, it's tied to a lot of other people.
It was tied. It was somebody
A lot
was
of
trying
corrupt and
to.
evil people.
Somebody was trying to like threaten me or bother me because I told you guys, you know, we've been through a lot. So there's some things that we haven't touched yet because it could get dangerous because there's some people who are involved in gangs, very ruthless gangs that have no conscience whatsoever. So
Let me tell you something about Allie.
something.
As long as long as
Why does he go to the floor?
I mean, how to word this. There's a lot of things she might say or do. Like, why don't you just, like, we're going through this issue right now and somebody was at our house, well, why don't you just call the police? That's your normal thinking assumption. When you're dealing with trauma survivors, when you're dealing with people that have gone through trauma, those normal things don't work. We're so far past, or why don't you just call the police? So we try to be careful with people because I know there's a learning curve there. But the normal situations don't apply to normal thinking. We're not dealing with normal situations. We're not dealing with normal things that have been in your little world or in your realm. And I know because I lived in that world. I had to reacclimate and relearn things. Trauma, if you were to raise a trauma child, you would not treat them and raise them the same way as you've raised your normal children. And I don't mean normal, don't take that up sideways. I mean your regular children. It's two separate things. I had to reparent her different and be a different parent to her than I was to the other kids that I've raised in my life. If I had continued to try to parent her the way I parented the kids in my past, I parented my older kids. I parented them the way I was parented. I just parented the things that I was taught. Do what I tell you because I said so, that kind of thinking. And that would have never worked for her. She would have never stayed. She would have been out and gone. I had to redo everything that I thought I knew. So keep that in mind when situations are coming up and you go to that automatic place of normal parenting or normal questioning. When you're dealing with trauma survivors at this level, it's a whole other world that you've got to like totally relearn. But you'll be better for it in the long run because I think that's how we should parent everybody and how we should treat everybody. It's just a kinder, different way. It's less of the do what I told you because I'm your parent and I said so, and it's more of a listening to hear kind of a thing. So there's that.
Next thing, HC, stay with me, Hillary. There was a little girl that I posted in my story today, and I know you guys have heard about Frazzle. Can't say the D word because it'll probably get me, but you guys know what I'm talking about?
The razzle dazzle,
Frazzle.
that video.
The video of the little girl, the 10-year-old girl with Hillary and Uma, her assistant, is torturing this child. They pull off her nipples and they pull off her face. And they're wearing her face and they're draining her blood for adrenochrome purposes. And they're doing a satanic ritual. Not only that, but they're trying to give this power back to Satan. People were like, oh, well, you posted a post that said that it was already debunked. No, it's not debunked. This is true. If you were to go look it up right now, that you'll see that all the investigators, all the FBI, everybody on this case has been traumatized. They've thrown up. They've been suicided already over what's on this computer. And especially over that situation. Because people said that they saw the video.
And it was too much.
Grown men, hard FBI status, couldn't deal with what was on that laptop and that video. If you go look closely at a lot of the celeb sweaters, they all have this white sweater with an A for adrenochrome that's going down the sleeve, and they have that picture of that little girl that was, her face was pulled off.
Let me give
on
you
the side of
another
the sweater.
example of that. If you watched Castaway with Tom Hanks, remember the little ball, Wilson? That's exactly the adrenochrome face.
That was giving
bloody,
it away.
The bloody face cut off. They wear that, and they used a lot of the symbolism. Anything that comes out that's truth, what are they going to say? What do you think they're going to say? Yes, we did this. Yes, it's real. No, they're going to debunk everything. They're going to try to spin it, twist it. You got to, again, look past what's in front of your face and look for the truth. You've got to start looking for the truth because
Yes, Ellen
nobody's
had it
going
on.
to give it to you.
Ellen's not the only one who had it on.
Yeah, a bunch of them during COVID
A bunch
were
of them
wearing
were
it.
wearing the sweater. Yeah, she was laying on the couch.
They were communicating with each other.
Yeah, she also has the keys. She also has keys that go to certain places. And she knows what I'm talking about. Someone has to do worse than that, though. That type of give back, basically, satanic rituals are doing something so vile and evil
They kind of have to one up each other.
that you're dedicating it to Satan. Yes. Like you're giving back to Satan. When you drink the blood, you're basically giving back to Satan.
So Satan's given me fame and fortune, so now I've got to give this to Satan. You kind of have to one up, and that's how witches operate.
That's where the keys to go to. I'm gonna pin that comment. Peaches. That's where the keys go to. Yeah. So, and that's another thing. People don't understand that because that's where those keys go. You can't just get down there. Somebody please find this picture. You guys know the keys that I'm talking about, and you guys know those videos that she was making when she was in her house.
She had a bowl
She
of
had an
keys on
ankle
her
bracelet
coffee
on.
table.
Why do you think she was covering it? She had an ankle bracelet on. It wasn't COVID. A lot of them had on ankle bracelets during the pandemic. Why?
6-foot COVID socially distancing monitor.
Everybody needs to ask that question of why did all of the celebs have on ankle monitors? You can find it. And she's sitting with her legs crossed, which was also a signal. She was playing with cards, which didn't make any sense, which was also a signal.
It's a tarot card.
And she was trying to signal people that she was in trouble.
She was doing tarot card poses. There's a lot. That's when I tell you to watch the symbolism, to learn the symbolism. They're telling you a whole story right in front of your face, and you're not seeing it. If you don't know.
If you saw Ellen's set, what is Ellen's set? It's the island. It's the absolute mimic of the island. Why?
Coincidence? There's no coincidences in this. There's just not.
No, you can't.
We like to explain things away. Oh, well, that's just a coincidence. It's not. In the whole time that I've had Allie, there have been a lot of things that look coincidental, but they're not. It just doesn't work like that. So you need to set that thinking aside.
Her show was under investigation, but I believe that they're letting her do a pre-virtual show and letting her go back into her set for a little bit, but they're not letting the exact team in. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but they get away with everything per usual because nobody says anything. So they have now become essential entertainment as of, I think, a few nights ago. So they are exempt from the curfew. They are exempt from any COVID compliant rules. They are exempt. They are totally nixed. They are essential entertainment.
Everybody asks, what can we do? We want to help. What do we do? We should stop funding Hollywood, for starters. COVID's helped a lot with that since the movies theaters have been closed down. But be careful with the clothes you buy. Be careful who you're advertising on your clothes. Be careful what you're spending your money on. What movie actors you're supporting. What musicians, what sports people you're supporting. Make sure that they're worthy of your support. Make sure they're worthy of your money.
Yeah. Hey, to Burke, I'll get back to you. To Burke 46. I'll get back to you, but yeah, I'd do it.